That night, the storm was so violent that Daiki almost missed the faint knocking on his door.
Who would come at this hour? In this weather?
He hesitated, then slid the chain free and turned the handle. The wind threw rain into his face as the door opened, and instantly his whole body went rigid. On his doorstep, trembling and soaked, was the one person he never expected to see again, Honoka.
Daiki.
Her dark hair was plastered to her cheeks, and her enormous brown eyes were brimming with tears.
What is she doing here? After everything?
She couldn't even lift her head, just stood there, shivering, her uniform dripping onto the welcome mat. And for one endless, terrible moment, silence was the only thing between them.
Why are you here? Haven't you done enough?
I had nowhere else to go.
Nowhere else? You humiliated me in front of the entire school.
1 year earlier, under a brilliant spring sky, he had gathered all his courage to confess his feelings.
Honoka, I like you. Will you go out with me?
She looked at him with ice in her eyes. Then she spoke, loud enough for the entire courtyard to hear.
I would never go out with someone like you. Don't ever talk to me again.
The laughter followed him for months. Even when he was alone, the words echoed, a scar that refused to heal. She walked away that day without a backward glance. He swore he would never let her hurt him again.
So, why now? Why did you come here, of all places? Fine. Get inside. But don't think for a single second I've forgotten what you did to me.
He stepped back, gesturing sharply toward the small living room. She shuffled past him, her soaked socks leaving wet prints on the tile.
This is insane. The girl who destroyed me is in my apartment.
He yanked a towel from the hall closet and tossed it at her face, not waiting to see if she caught it.
Thank you.
Don't. Just sit down and stop dripping on everything.
She sat on the edge of the sofa, hugging herself. Her uniform was still soaked, and a puddle was forming beneath her.
She looks pathetic. But she chose to be cruel. I shouldn't care.
He leaned against the opposite wall, arms crossed. She refused to meet his stare.
So, are you going to explain, or did you just come here to waste my time and ruin my night?
Honoka opened her mouth, but nothing came out. She just sat there, clutching the towel like a lifeline.
You stood there in the courtyard and told everyone I wasn't worth your time. Do you remember that?
The words dripped with venom, and Honoka flinched as if struck.
You humiliated me. For a whole year, I couldn't walk through the halls without hearing their laughter.
She still refused to look at him. Water dripped from her hair onto the cushion.
You didn't come here because you care about me. You came because you have nowhere else, right? This is just convenience.
You are wrong.
Why won't you just explain? Fight back, scream at me, anything.
But she didn't. He couldn't take the silence anymore. Without another word, he turned and walked to his room. He didn't look back. Behind him, he heard only the rain against the window and a soft, broken sob. The next morning, Daiki dragged himself through the school hallway, dark circles carved beneath his eyes.
Hey, Daiki, man, you look dead. Didn't sleep at all?
Something like that. Honoka showed up at my place last night, soaking wet.
Wait, you mean the Honoka? The one who rejected you in front of everyone? Why would she come to you?
She wouldn't say, just stood there crying. I don't get it.
Well, that explains. I mean, have you seen what's been happening with her? Rin's group has been tearing her apart lately. They're spreading rumors, posting nasty stuff online. She barely shows up to class anymore. Everyone's talking about it.
So she really is in trouble. And she came to me. Why didn't she just explain?
The hatred he had held onto for a year suddenly mixed with a new, unsettling doubt.
What if that rejection wasn't what it seemed? I need to find out what's really going on.
Between classes, Daiki spotted Rin and Saki down the hall, their laughter echoing off the lockers.
There they are. Kenta was right. Those two never leave anyone alone.
Did you see Honoka today? Or is she still crying in some corner?
Probably at home, clutching her phone, waiting for a miracle, or your ex to rescue her.
They're talking about me, about her. Every word like poison.
He forced himself to stay silent as they passed, their words cutting deeper than he wanted to admit. Around the next corner, he overheard Rin's voice drop, laced with a darker amusement.
I told her exactly what would happen if she ever got close to him again. She knew the consequences.
So they threatened her. All this time, they made her reject me. I need proof, something concrete. I won't let them get away with this.
After school, Daiki returned home, the echo of Rin's cold voice still ringing in his ears. Onoka was still there, curled on the sofa, her phone clutched loosely in her hand. She hadn't moved. As he stepped closer, the phone slipped from her fingers and clattered to the floor, screen still glowing.
Her phone. Maybe there's something in there. The proof I need.
He snatched it up before she could react. The screen was open to a chat log, messages from Rin. Message: if you date him, we'll ruin his life. We'll make sure everyone believes he harassed you. Another: you know we can do it. Reject him tomorrow, or he's finished. The date was the day before the confession.
This whole time, you were protecting me from them. Why didn't you tell me?
I couldn't let them destroy you. It was the only way.
She broke into sobs, but Daiki could only stare at the phone, the weight of a year's hatred turning to ash.
They said they'd tell everyone you harassed me, that you'd be expelled, maybe even arrested.
Her voice cracked as she relived that day, the threats, the terror, the impossible choice.
She's been carrying this alone, while I just hated her.
Every day I wanted to tell you the truth, but I was terrified they'd follow through.
She had chosen to become the villain so he could remain safe, and it had cost her everything.
And I called you cruel. I yelled at you last night.
I deserved it. I made you suffer.
Number. You didn't deserve any of this.
The phone slipped from his grip as he finally saw the past for what it was. Not betrayal, but sacrifice.
I have to make this right. Not for me, for her. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Even if you were scared, I could have helped.
I was too afraid. And after the rejection, you hated me. I thought you'd never believe the truth.
She's right. I didn't give her a chance. I just assumed the worst.
He lowered himself onto the floor, still reeling, but now the anger had a new target.
When those girls started again, I couldn't take it. I had no one. You were the only one I ever trusted. So I came.
The only one she trusted. And I nearly threw her back into the rain. They won't get away with this. I won't let them.
But they'll hurt you too. I can't let that happen. Not again.
Then I'll deal with it. They need to answer for what they did to you and to me.
For the first time, the pain of the past had a clear enemy, and Daiki knew he couldn't walk away. The next morning, Daiki woke before sunrise, the weight of the truth fueling a restless determination.
Stay here. I am going to school early. This ends today.
Daiki, please. They'll hurt you. Don't do this for me.
I am doing this for both of us. Someone has to stand up to them.
He grabbed his bag and headed for the door, his hand steady despite the pounding in his chest.
Wait. At least let me come with you. You shouldn't face them alone.
Number. You've carried this alone long enough. Let me handle it.
Without looking back, he stepped outside, leaving the door slightly ajar behind him. Inside, Honoka clutched the towel to her mouth, her eyes glued to the door he'd just closed. Daiki walked through the quiet streets, the morning light cutting sharp lines across his face. Today, everything would change. He pushed through the school gate, his footsteps echoing in the empty corridor as he headed straight for the classroom. Inside, Rin and Saki were already there, perched on desks, their callous laughter filling the air.
Rin, we need to talk. Right now.
Oh! The ex-boyfriend finally found his voice? What's the matter? Did she come crying to you?
Leave Honoka alone. I know about the threats. I know what you did to her.
Threats? Don't be dramatic. We just gave her a little push in the right direction.
A few students stopped in the doorway, sensing the tension. The room seemed to hold its breath.
My hands are shaking, but I can't stop now. She needs someone to stand up.
You are really going to embarrass yourself over her. I'd walk away now, before this gets worse for you.
But Daiki didn't move. For the first time, his silence wasn't fear, it was defiance. Daiki pulled out his phone. The screenshots of Rin's old messages glowing on the screen.
If you date him, we'll ruin his life. Reject him tomorrow, or he's finished. Ring any bells, Rin?
The students at the door craned their necks, whispers rippling through the tight-packed hallway.
You think anyone will believe those are real? I'll make sure the whole school knows you are a liar and a stalker.
She's trying to scare me, but I can't back down now. Say what you want. I don't care about my reputation. I won't let you destroy another person.
You'll regret this. Everyone will believe me, not some pathetic nobody.
But the crowd was no longer one-sided. Some students exchanged uncertain glances, their loyalty wavering.
Anoka suffered for a year because of you. She needs someone to stand up. That someone is me.
The room hung in a breathless standoff, the outcome still terrifyingly uncertain. A sudden hush fell over the corridor, and heads turned toward the girl standing in the doorway. It was Honoka.
He's really doing it. He's standing up for me.
Daiki turned, his eyes meeting hers. For that single heartbeat, the anger in the room was replaced by something fragile. She didn't speak. She couldn't. But the tears spilling down her cheeks said what words never could.
Oh, look who decided to show up. Come to watch your knight make a fool of himself.
Ignore her, Honoka. Don't let her words hurt you anymore.
The crowd parted as Daiki walked to her side, his defiance now unwavering.
Daiki, why are you doing this for me?
Because nobody else would. And because you've been protecting me all along. Now it's my turn.
Rin glared, but the cracks in her control were starting to show. For the first time, she wasn't the most frightening person in the room. With Honoka at his side, Daiki felt something shift in his chest. A surge of defiant courage that drowned out every fear.
Your threats are meaningless. I will protect Honoka, no matter the cost to myself.
He's really putting everything on the line for me. After all I put him through.
A hesitant applause rose, then grew louder as the students realized the truth. Rin scanned the crowd, her confident mask dissolving into disbelief as she realized the tide had turned against her.
You are all idiots. I'll destroy every last one of you. Do you hear me?
You've already lost Rin. The only thing left is for you to admit it.
Rin, please. Let's just go. It's over.
Never. I won't let some nobody and his pathetic ex ruin me.
But the crowd didn't waver. They stepped closer, a silent wall of solidarity forming around Daiki and Honoka.
You'll pay for this, Daiki. I'll make sure your life is a living hell.
Rin, stop. This is only making it worse.
Rin shoved Saki aside and stormed out, her footsteps echoing in the stunned silence. The crowd slowly dispersed, some nodding at Daiki with quiet respect before hurrying off to class.
It's over. Finally, it's over.
He reached for her hand, his fingers brushing hers gently before intertwining.
Daiki, thank you. I don't know how I can ever repay you.
You don't owe me anything. You've already given me more than you know the truth, and a reason to fight.
The last few students filed out, leaving them alone in the quiet classroom, the weight of the past finally lifting.
Let's go. We've got a lot of catching up to do, but first, I think you need some dry clothes.
They stepped out of the school gate together. The rain had stopped, leaving the pavement glossy and the air cool.
I am so sorry, Daiki. For every day you suffered because of me. For the lie I made you believe.
Onoka, that rejection was the furthest thing from cruelty. It was a gift. You gave me my future by stealing your own.
He called it a gift, after everything I put him through.
From now on, I trust you completely. You've proven that more than anyone.
And then, for the first time in over a year, Honoka smiled. A fragile, trembling curl of her lips that was nothing short of beautiful. They started walking again. The silence no longer heavy but full of something unspoken, yet understood.
Where do we go from here?
Wherever we want. One step at a time, but this time, together.
The city stretched ahead, washed clean by last night's storm, as if the world itself had decided to give them a fresh start. They found a wooden bench beneath an old oak tree, the sunset painting the park in amber and rose.
Want to sit for a while?
Yes, I am so tired.
They sat, and for a time neither spoke, the silence filled with the unspoken weight of the past year.
The secret. It felt like a stone in my chest. Every day I was drowning.
She leaned her head against his shoulder, as if the weight was finally too much to bear alone.
You don't have to carry it alone anymore. I won't let anyone hurt you again.
His shoulder is warm. Maybe it's really over.
They stayed like that as the sky deepened, the first stars appearing through the thinning clouds of the departed storm. For the first time in a year, the future didn't seem terrifying. It seemed possible.
Last night, standing in the rain, she looked so broken, but it was the bravest thing I've ever seen.
The image of her drenched figure on his doorstep would stay with him forever. But now it meant something entirely different.
You showing up at my door. It took more courage than anything I've ever done. Thank you for trusting me.
I was so scared you'd slam the door in my face. But I had nowhere else.
The tears that fell now weren't from pain, but from the overwhelming relief of being understood.
I almost did, but something in your eyes stopped me. Now I know it was the truth trying to break through.
I've kept it all inside for so long. I feel like I can finally breathe.
She reached for his hand that night, out of desperation. Now, her fingers found his again, this time out of trust.
The girl who rejected me showed up soaking wet, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
The storm had passed, leaving behind a night so clear that even the distant city lights seemed to shine a little brighter. They rose from the bench, the evening chill finally reminding them that the world kept turning.
Daiki, can I walk with you tomorrow too? To school, I mean.
Of course. And every day after that, if that's what you want.
He said yes, like it was the most natural thing in the world.
They started walking, the path leading them out of the park and toward the glowing city.
We'll take it one step at a time. No rush.
Okay, that sounds perfect.
The cuffs of her borrowed hoodie brushed against his hand as they walked. Neither of them moved away. Above them, stars multiplied in the clear sky, and the promise of tomorrow felt more real than it ever had before. They walked on, side by side, into the gentle night. The girl who rejected him showed up, soaking wet, and it changed everything. That night, Daiki learned that true rejection can be the deepest form of protection. She had carried the burden alone, choosing to be hated rather than let him be destroyed. When the storm broke, she came to the doorstep of the one person she had saved. He could have turned her away, but instead he listened, and the truth poured in with the rain. The trust that had been shattered was reforged that night, stronger than before. As they walked side by side into the clear night, the past was no longer a scar. It had become the proof of something unbreakable between them. Some storms destroy. This one washed away the lies and left only the truth. Side by side, they stepped into the promise of tomorrow. Their hands, still a breath apart, swayed as they walked, no longer pulled apart by secrets. A quiet smile lingered on Hanoka's lips. The weight of a year finally lifted. In the corner of her eye, the city lights blurred like stars fallen to the earth. Daiki glanced down at her small hand, and his own fingers curled once, almost reaching. Hanoka noticed his hesitation, and her smile grew, just a little, a promise for tomorrow. The night air was cool and clean, carrying the scent of rain-soaked streets, now drying. There was no need for words now. The silence between them held everything they needed. She was no longer the girl who had rejected him. She was the one who had come back, and he was the one who had opened the door, not just to his apartment, but to the truth. Together, they walked on, leaving the storm behind. A shallow puddle on the sidewalk caught the first light of the clearing sky, two sets of footprints fading toward the horizon. It was all that remained of the storm, a fleeting mirror of the dawn that was breaking. Their figures had grown small in the distance, two silhouettes against the waking city, but the memory of that rain-soaked night would stay transformed from pain into proof. The umbrellas stood unused against the wall, a quiet testament to how far they had come. No longer needed, like the barriers they had built between each other. Hand in hand, not yet, but close enough that their shadows touched, they walked on. The storm had passed, and in its wake, the world had been washed clean. Some storms, after all, lead to the clearest skies. And in that calm, a new story was only beginning.